Yo, what's up? How's it going, folks? Yet again, 2 minutes early instead of 2 minutes late, as usual. How is it going? Do you hear the dogs barking outside? They're kind of freaking out right now. I don't know why. Thin walls in this place, I tell you what. Which actually is a big advantage for the hand plane that I didn't talk about in the video, but just how much quieter it is than the orbital sander. Just being able to surface wood without making power tool noises, it's kind of a big deal. Yo, yo, yo. There's still a crackle through my headphones. I don't know. It must be my mic cable because it doesn't come through on the streams. What's up, Kazmu, CJ, Sebastian, Dylan, Jewel, Metal Rose? What's up, folks? I want a 3D printer. Me too. I'm waiting on. I keep talking about it, and progress has been slightly slower than I thought, but building that second desk. So now that the hand plane is done, I can get all that fence wood looking nice and pretty and make a tabletop out of that. So that whole fence post slab that I took away at the end of the last video, yesterday's video. Basically, I'm just going to reuse those long posts that didn't get completely shattered by the tree falling on it to build a desk over here, and that's what the 3D printer goes on. What up, no name, Rodak Garage. Got you for the drive home. Nice, nice. I tell you what, here in the Midwest, it's getting awfully cold. I'm running short on time to be able to work on the car before it's properly winter. We haven't been getting much snow here over the last couple of years, so maybe I won't get like snowed out of working on it, but it does get cold as hell. So, kind of want to get on some car stuff before it's too late. But you know, sometimes working on cars in the cold, depending on what you're doing, is less annoying than working on it in the heat. The other year I did brake calipers and brake pads all the way around in like January, which is the peak of it here. It was below freezing. It was kind of miserable, but also in some ways I'd rather be dealing with that than sweating my ass off. How would you weather seal a rusty car underbody the janky way? Like the frame or just the underbody, I guess? I don't know. I always see people patch them with license plates and stuff. Just find scrap metal and patch up any holes or whatever. But if you're talking about just weather sealing, I don't know. Rust is terrible. Do your best to wire brush it down, get the rust off, and then coat it with something. They got rust preventative primer and then paint over that, truck bed liner. I don't know. I ain't the expert on that kind of stuff. Jurianne, what's up? Yo, Bev, how you doing? Great vid about the plane. I love how old she is. Me too. It's safe to assume it's 90, because 35 would have been the last year, and that would make it 89. It's probably before that, so. It's just kind of crazy that thing is like, that thing has been planing wood since before my grandparents were born. I think that math does check out. Kind of crazy. And now it's mine. Rattle can seal probably. Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. Just learned that Liam Payne from One Direction just died within the last few hours. I'm not familiar, but rest in peace. Watching you from France, like the vids. Thank you. I appreciate it. Today, I'm going to be scrolling through some of the week 2 creations like I did last week on the 7th or whatever. I'm just going to be going through what all of y'all have made. It took quite a while last time. I'm probably not going to go and like click on every video like I did last time. I'll just kind of quickly scroll through and look at some of the pictures. Not going for 100% because there's a lot of people participating in the Daily October, which is very, very encouraging, very motivating, and cool to see. So I'm going to look through some of the pictures of things people have been putting together. Love the inspiration this channel gives out. Thank you. Thank you. That's the goal. That is the goal. Can you guys hear the dogs barking outside? I don't know what's going on. They're having a conversation. There's dogs right here. There's dogs 3 doors down on the other side of the street and 3 doors down on that side of the street. And they're all kind of having a conversation right now. I don't know about what. Me personally, I can't understand dog language, but it sounds like they got something going on. No dog noise? Cool. Cool. Very good to know. I've been kind of thinking about, I remember, I just rewatched last night. I rewatched my studio move-in video, because usually I don't rewatch my videos. But I watched that back and was just reminiscing on how quickly things have changed in here and all that. And in that video, I was talking about how I'd moved 5 times in the past 4 years and I don't want to move again. But I don't know. Maybe I move again after this. Find a apartment with, because man, the Cleveland spot, for those of you that have been around since last year, the Cleveland spot was so nice. Old buildings with thick brick walls, like nothing gets through. Nothing. So that was just so nice for sound deadening. And it has been like a little harder to work around, like, because I know most of my neighbors now. I don't want to like be pushing their buttons or anything. So I'm like being considerate about power tool use and such. But it would be nice to, well, really the goal would be just buying a house somewhere out in the country. But we ain't there yet. I wonder what the dog gossip is. Yeah, me too. I wonder if they're trash talking me or somebody else. Pro tip, give stain an extra time to dry if it's cold outside. True. I didn't pay attention before bringing my desk in, and now my bedroom is an active gas chamber. That is true. Man, one thing about wood stains and spray paints, stuff like that, read the can. I know a lot of us makers are used to ignoring instructions and such, but the requirements that they put on the cans when it comes to paints and stains are good to follow. Can you make more wiring videos? How did you learn the electronic stuff in your videos? Just trying it, really. I haven't done anything like that impressive. Like, all I do is just switches, like tapping stuff onto circuit boards and moving switches, basically. I haven't done any coding or anything like that on this channel. So it's all just very basic soldering. And even that I'm not very good at. I cheat all the time and use solder seal wire connectors. But I don't know. I guess my experience with soldering started 4 or 5 years ago. I did some custom keyboards. That's a really good low pressure intro. Because they're not that, I mean, you can spend a lot of money on them, but you can do a whole keyboard build for like $50, like get a $15 PCB and buy some cheap switches and just practice soldering that way. Cause for a 75 key keyboard, you have to do 150 solders plus the microcontroller, which is another, 36, something like that. So it's like you get your reps in putting a keyboard together. So that's a good one to learn. I would not recommend wiring up your car like I have. That's higher risk, obviously. It's not like I'm messing with the engine or anything. Nothing's gonna blow up because I wired things wrong. But it's not the best if you wire something wrong in your car and all of a sudden your headlights don't work or something. So I would not recommend that. What else have I done? I don't know, just minor stuff. Extending cables on various things, like the lights. You saw me splice the hanging lamps the other day. I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask about electronics, honestly. I'm doing my best to get better, but That ain't my forte. I only have one wood stain, and it's a boring honey color. Yeah, there's a lot of weird colors. I found some old. My go-to is just dark stain. Like, I just throw dark stain on everything because at that point it washes out a lot of the mistakes that you've made. But at one point on Facebook Marketplace, my buddy, he does a lot of art projects, and he was picking up like tins of paint. And so he went to pick up a bunch of old tins of paint from this guy's shop. There ended up being a lot of wood stain in there, and he doesn't work with wood, so he just gave me all the wood stuff and kept all the paint. And so I ended up with a ton of like wood stain from the 70s and 80s. That's what you see me using in most of the videos. Occasionally I use a new one, but probably in my life I've bought 3 jars of wood stain. And the rest is just Facebook Marketplace antique stuff. And they have some really weird old colors. I have like 4 or 5 cans of like pickle wood stain. It's like faintly green. It's like a mustardy green. Like, who uses that? Was this a 70s thing, or like what's this for? Boring honey color is interesting. So it's like a yellow stain? I don't think I've seen that before. What are these instructions? Never heard such words. True. The microcontroller video was super impressive. I kind of did that wrong. I'm realizing. I'm going to redo it. The NES controller is sitting right there. But in the move, it took some damage. One of the cords got pulled out because there's just a stupid amount of wires coming out of it for what it is. So one of the wires got pulled, so one of the buttons doesn't work anymore, and I had to reprogram everything, so now the cameras are on different buttons. But what I should have done is basically I ran 2 wires out for each button. So up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start. So there's like 16 wires coming out of it. And then I ran all that to the keyboard PCB, and then that is under the desk. That gets run into the computer via USB. But what I should have done is just take the microcontroller off of the keyboard PCB, because then instead of this big, it's, tiny. And then stuck the microcontroller into the NES controller, so that way, instead of running 16 wires out of it, the USB cable would just plug straight into the controller. So that was a big flub. That was a big mistake. So at some point I'll rewire that thing and just have it run off USB. But yeah, you can spend a lot of time just tracing circuit boards. It's kind of it requires some patience, I guess. Where can I flex the wood I recovered from my neighbor's refurnishing his flat? I'm proud of it. Check out the Discord. Go in the wood and tools channel, or the workspace channel. That's all for showing off scrap wood. Just quit my job to make videos full time. Congratulations. Hope that goes well. That's a big move. It's not a lot, but I'm happy because I've made some projects in my mind, so free wood is always dope. It's true. It's true. You just pick up a little bit of free wood here and there as you come by it, you'll have a hoard before long. Oh, that's another thing I noticed when I was looking at my move-in video for this house. Just how big my scrap wood collection was in the basement at that time. And that was like June or July. I want to do a match cut and just show how much that supply has diminished, because I'm really running low now. Every time I say I'm running low on wood, people are like, well, just stop eating it then. Caught, you caught me. Yeah, no, I've just been building so much stuff that my collection is diminishing. Wonder what, how's it going? Good to see you. Do you watch Superfast Matt? It's a guy who builds absurd vehicles, 100-year-old Jaguar, except swap with Tesla motors. Yeah, I've checked him out. For the longest time, he was one of when I go in my YouTube analytics, it shows you like the channels that your viewers most frequently watch. And for the longest time, Superfast Matt was in my top 3 of most shared viewership. He's building a Salt Flats record car right now. I should check that out. That sounds sick. How's the bed set up? Unchanged. Still just right there. It's not hinged, but I do have those hinges from the antique store. Big old 4-bolt giant hinges, and I've got 4 of these. So those should do the trick. Reuse some hydraulic bits from my car, from the trunk opener. That's the plan, but I haven't gotten to it yet. What's the details on the Discord? How do I get in? It's free. It's not connected to any paid stuff. It's just linked in the description right there. If you have a Discord account, it should take you right to it. Just make sure whenever you join the Discord's been weird lately with some of the updates. When you join, make sure you like select all the channels. You can go into the server settings and then show all channels. Because otherwise, I'm not sure if it shows you all of them. I'm not sure how that works. But sometimes it seems like some people have been missing channels. So you have to go in and manually add all of them to see everything. I'm so glad there's literally a separate Discord channel just to flex your wood. Well, scrap wood. Spent some money on plywood, and whoa, I need to go diving for some scrap wood. Indeed. It does involve more work, obviously, but save a couple bucks. I use probably like 80% scrap wood, but I'll buy 2x4s if I have to. Scrap 2x4s in longer lengths are hard to come by. You know, I've got a bunch sitting around at 3 feet or so, but like all of these main frame bits, I think those were bought. But I have a new scrap wood haul to pick up. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so expect more second channel videos because I'm still doing daily. If you don't see me upload or stream on the main channel, that means there's a second channel video journal type thing. That's in the description as well if you want to see the second channel. So this weekend, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you won't hear from me on the main channel, but I'll be doing remote episodes on the second. Because I got a big scrap wood haul up in my hometown to grab. Lots of 2x4s, so I'll be re-upping on my 2x4 supply. And there's some drawer sliders in there, so I can make a little sliding drawer. I don't know what I'm going to use those for because I don't I don't usually do drawers, but maybe some custom surface for this table. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. There's 2 CJs in the chat. Oh boy. Double CJ. That's so interesting but fair considering your car story. What was that about? The wiring? I don't remember. But yeah, messing with the wiring in your car, even if it's just peripherals like AC and stuff, can be a little suboptimal. But we get it done. Do you season your wood? Some garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, chili powder maybe, salt. Evan watching a guy throw at scrap wood. Are you going to eat that? I think it's because Discord has the select interest thing and doesn't show you the channels that you didn't select. I don't have it set up to do that. I think it's just a weird default channel thing. You can make your bed pull out with the slides. I think the slides are rated for... I can't imagine they're rated for more than like 30, 50 pounds or something. I don't know that would hold together. If I had the space for it to slide out of something... But we're dealing with pretty tight space here, so I'm going to have it fold against the wall. I like that idea, though. You should use the Lego Batman audio of him naming off his cars, but it's wood. The car story was about Superfast Matt being in your top 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm catching up to the chat. Do you have a trailer for your car? Nope. But once I get a little bit of money, I do want a truck. Like, I want to be able to pull stuff. I want to be able to, like, help out people when, if a friend's car ever breaks down, I want to be able to tow. So a towing setup will be in the works. It's just a money thing. I do have a boat trailer. I have a old wooden sailboat. It sounds more impressive than it is. It's really basically like rowboat sized. It's just made out of wood, so very, very heavy. And that has a tiny little trailer for it. So I do technically have a trailer. I suppose I could surface that trailer, weld up some things, and make a flatbed for that trailer. But then I wouldn't be able to haul the boat anymore. Not that the boat's really moving at the moment, but I changed my radio a long time ago. Oh, mic glitching. Are we back? Hello? What's happening? Mic is back. Audio is crunchy for... Oh. It's that bit crushing. I don't know what this is about. I've had this interface and computer for like 5 years, and I guess it has been spotty before, but something feels like it's messing up. Every time Windows updates, I have to update the driver. And I feel like that makes it better for a little bit, but it's still like weird. So I don't know if a new audio interface is in the cards, or I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. Let me know if it happens again. Found your channel and sub this week as a former Bloomingtonian. I have not heard that term before. B-Town resident. Your older video about the cellar perfectly captures the experience of living there. Yeah, very college town, make it work, whatever goes. Lots of basement house parties in that town. People setting up with amps and performing. That was like a big part of my experience down there, was just going to so many garage and basement house shows. That's a lovely town. Maybe you just got to stop talking for a bit. Okay, I'll shut up. Sounded like stutter, like your PC lagged. Weird. I've been having to restart my computer a lot more. It's like something's acting up. I don't know. There's a whole... I'm just hoping things hold together for long enough that it works until I have a little more money. But I might have to like start running stuff off my laptop at some point. We'll see. Computer's getting up there in age. Happens when me and my friends install games. Yeah, I don't think anything was running though. I don't have DaVinci or Photoshop. Who knows? You have a good internet? It wasn't internet. Internet would sound different. I ordered a GBA for nostalgia's sake. Now I want to mod it by replacing the screen with a backlight. What's your advice? Buy a normal plug and play one that I have to solder? By the way, I've never soldered before. I'm not experienced with that. But I'm sure there's kits. Like, there's a ton of Game Boy mod kits out there. I'd go off a kit, honestly. It'll probably be cheaper and save you some time. And then you can dive into crazier stuff when you do more. How old is the PC setup? I set this thing up. When did I? 2017? Something like that. I originally built this PC for Photoshop mainly, which is why it has so much RAM. Because graphic design used to be my main gig. And so it was kind of set up as to run Photoshop mainly. So tons of RAM, but the CPU is a little weak by today's standards. It's just a shame that if I upgrade, I have to buy all new DDR5 RAM and all that. Only thing I can keep is the power supply and the graphics card. Don't open DaVinci and don't put sawdust in your router. I'll do my best. You inspired me today to finally tackle a project I've been scared to do for about 2 months. Thanks. I love it. I love it. That's what it's all about. That is awesome. Auto Windows audio enhancement. I had that on my laptop because that one's newer and it had all the settings for that kind of stuff. That was an issue before on the laptop, but I don't think it is here. Question, how do you decide video topics? Also, how do you create when you don't feel like it? Two very interesting questions. How do you decide video topics? It's all out of necessity right now. Because, like, most of my stuff is screwed up. Like, I don't know. It might look impressive altogether, but, like, none of my individual things are actually that well optimized. Like, things are roughly organized. My studio generally isn't a mess, but I can look at any single object in this place and be like, that's a video. Like, there's just so much that's a mess when you're building everything yourself and have lofty goals of where you're trying to go. Everything needs improvements. So, like, there's a short list of like 70 things right now. That's just little improvements. So it's all out of necessity for me. That's where all the video ideas come up with. It's just a chain of things. So it's like, hand planer gets restored so that I can use that fence wood to build that desk. That desk gets used for the 3D printer. That 3D printer gets used for model making stuff for the board game. Then the embroidery machine this desk got built for that. The embroidery machine needs a custom jig to do hats, and then the hats have their own set of, other stitching things and dyeing. And so it's like every single thing that I'm trying to do has like 5 prerequisites. So that's really where all the ideas come from. Mic is tweaking a bit again, but not too much. Hopefully it doesn't freak out permanently. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of crackle. It must be something's chugging on this computer. Let's Control-Alt-Delete in Task Manager. Let's just see. I'm sure it stuttered for a second there. Man, we're doing fine. I don't know. We'll see. I'll answer the other part of the question in a second. Assuming you know who Tom Sachs is, but what's your relationship or feelings about the guy and his work? Big inspiration, obviously. A big tip I heard, I don't know who from, but take the people that you're most inspired by and figure out who they were inspired by. And that's a good way to find, like, people to look up to and more tangential work to draw inspiration from. So, like, for me, it's like, obviously the Neistats are a big inspiration, and they were like formed by Tom Sachs. So, like, obviously he plays a very important part in like what I do. His method of labeling and organizing as a chain through the Neistats has come down to the way that I do things now. So yeah, big inspiration. What capture card are you using? And an Elgato, I don't know. Their naming scheme is weird for products. Mic again? Sawdust in the mic. Oh boy. It could be. Bear with me. Hello? There's compressed air somewhere. Is it still bad? Got some compressed air. I might have to delay the stream if it's gonna be like that. Hold up. Oof. Hello? Hello? It's not mechanical. It has to be PC black. Is it still happening? Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Testing. I mean, my CPU is fine. Nothing's overworking. Hold on. Last resort, and then I might have to shut it off. Hello, testing. Is this better? I just unplugged and replugged. I think we're good. I'm listening to myself. I think it's fine. Weird. Well, if it happens again, I guess I could plug in the Rode mics via USB. So let me know. I don't know. It's been giving me issues in recording recently. So, I don't know. Well, unplugging and replugging the USB seems to have worked. It's possible my USB slots are kind of overloaded because I have like a ton of hard drives plugged into this hub. That's possible. Yeah. Okay. Evan, ever gonna revisit your old cameras that you made videos of to shoot anything local? I'm thinking of that first one that got a lot of views, the white one. Yes, there's a sequel on that coming up. It's currently disassembled, but that thing is getting modified too. I'm gonna like properly fix some of the stuff that I sort of janky fixed in that video. And also I'm going to mod the screen to flip up. I'm putting hinges on that screen. So 3D printing will be involved in that project for sure. You should do a video just on your to-do list. I could do that as a second channel video. You ever going to do anything with the basement other than scrap wood? Possibly. We have ideas for down there. Possibly a little lounge type thing. Maybe like podcast setup. I'm not going to do a podcast for my channel, I don't think, but maybe just some little fun setups for side projects. I was also thinking about building some scrap wood workout gear and turning it into a gym down there. I don't know. Were there any videos you didn't like that you made? I don't release anything that I like actively don't like. There's certainly ones that I feel like weren't as good. But funny enough, a lot of the times those ones end up doing better. It's like any video that I don't like is usually just like, I feel like I could have done better. Not that I actively dislike it. I'm catching up on the chat from that. Where are we? Maybe you can answer the Tom Sachs question again this time so we can hear what you're saying. Oh. Chase. Yeah, you know all about that. Maybe you can answer the Tom Sachs question again. Yeah, I was saying like a good way to find inspiration is finding your inspiration. So like for me, obviously heavily inspired by Casey Neistat and Van Neistat, and they were kind of made their creative process through Tom Sachs, through working with him. And so obviously there's like a lot of crossover of like chain of inspiration. The way he labels and organizes things has like made it to me through the Neistat. So obviously there's a lot of ideas being pulled from him. So big respect to him. A legendary maker for sure. There's gym gear you can fill with sand or cement. Yeah, I think like cement would be the plan. I think I'm trying to learn nowadays due to ADD, ADHD, and striving for perfection is good enough is perfect, and perfect is the enemy of good. Yep. As a perfectionist myself, like my whole channel is like rampaging against perfectionism, but I am perfectionist and I'm just fighting those tendencies. And one thing that's helped for me is having one long-term project that I do fully indulge in perfectionism. So for me, that's my board game that I've been working on for like literally 5 years. It's like, I'm not ever giving myself any pressure to have it released by any certain date. I'm just going to keep working on it and indulging in my perfectionist tendencies. And that's a good outlet so that with my other stuff, with YouTube and everything, I can just be, I can let loose a little bit and not, know when good enough is good enough. Evan dropped in to say hello. It's 2 a.m. here. I'm going to sleep. Thank you for stopping by. I see you in the Discord a lot. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I guess I've always said Trace in my head, just assuming the J is silent, but I don't know. You're making a board game? That's so sick. Yeah. It's like my long-term passion project. And that's what a lot of this stuff is like building towards. That's what the injection molder is for. It's a big thing. It's just, if I don't talk about it publicly for the next, I talk about it publicly all the time, but I'm not like pressuring myself to make any videos on it. But one day something will drop and you'll be like, where did this come from? Have you ever thought about getting into blacksmithing, like making your own tools and such? That's a whole different world that I just don't know that I can practically get into right now. It is cool. I used to watch a lot of, what's his name? What's his name? Is it Alex Steele? I don't remember. But blacksmithing YouTube guy. And he, I binged a lot of his videos for a while. It's really interesting. It's just like, I don't have a garage or anywhere I can set up a forge. And just with the amount of times I'm moving, my chair just dropped. With the amount I'm moving these days, like it's just not practical. But one day when I own a home, maybe. Triche is the correct pronunciation. Okay, dope. Hello, I'm happy to see your month of constant creation is going strong. Congratulations. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate it. All right, bro. Thanks for creating and motivating me to try out more things I'm uncomfortable with. You're the man, and I hope it works out for you. You got to sleep, and before I go to sleep, I got to finish this IT course stuff. Get it done, brother. I wanted to answer the second part of Wonder What's question. How do you create when you don't feel like it? I'm going to have to think on this because I actually don't have an answer prepared, but that's why I wanted to answer it because it's a hard one. How do you create when you don't feel like it? How do I create when I don't feel like it? I guess my strategy has just always been like putting myself in a position where I don't, it's the thing I always talk about lowering the pressure is just like, I guess the times where I don't feel like doing anything, it's usually because I'm scared of not doing it good enough or something. If you're talking about just energy in general though, I feel like just learning to not feel guilty for taking breaks. Maybe that's the answer, is when you don't feel like it, you just don't. And that's okay as long as you get back to it. It's like, I don't know. This is not something I've figured out by any means, or it's something I have like a strict answer on. But I've been trying to get better about giving myself breaks and not pushing myself too hard, because my tendency is to just keep going. This was like the main topic of yesterday's video on my second channel, actually, or 2 days ago, because yesterday was the main channel. So maybe watch the second channel video. I was kind of talking about the topic of just not forcing yourself to make things all the time, because like for so long my self-development journey was like getting out of my comfort zone and doing more, and now it's like I have to learn when I'm on the other pendulum swing where I'm like pushing myself too hard sometimes. Not currently, I'm getting better at it, but like maybe a year ago I was pushing myself too hard and burning out. And just learning when to give yourself a break. So I don't know if how do you create when you don't feel like it is. I don't know that you need to. I relate to you there with the not thinking I can do it good enough. Yeah, if that's the issue, just making more things that aren't perfect. Make things in private if you have to. This is something that I always talk about when people ask about like how do you get good on camera and stuff like that, and how do you get good at things. It's like lower the pressure by like not even showing anybody. Like I think for a lot of people it can be paralyzing to try new things because they don't want anybody to look at them like, oh, this guy's bad at that thing. So literally just practice it in private. And don't worry about the external validation, and just you know, I'm always talking about how things have changed with the internet, and it's like I feel like so many people just feel pressure to share every single thing, but you don't have to. I'm intentionally not sharing things about like the progress on the board game. I feel like would make it slightly less fun if I was like feeling like I had to make a video on everything. Or I've had this in the past where I have a project I really want to do, but then I don't do it because I'm worried that if I do it and don't share it, I'm going to regret that or something. And so I don't know, I'm going on a tangent now. But just remove the external pressure. Tell yourself if your interpretation of what's going on is the only thing you have to worry about, then as long as you are managing your expectations and not worrying about being perfect, that's a big barrier down. Icarus, sometimes I feel like if I'm not making / working on something, I'm wasting time, but often that ends in me just being in a constant state of burnout. Yep. Got to bake in time to process. I just clipped it for myself for later because I really like the way you talk about self-pressure. I'm glad you got something out of that diatribe, that yap session. I don't know what I'm saying here. Just spit in my mind. Derek, what's up? Evan, if you could say hi, Angel, my girlfriend would get a laugh out of it. Hello, Angel. You got a lot of things in your head figured out very well for your age. Yes, I know that you know more and think that you don't. Maybe. I'm a big thinker, I guess. But there's plenty I don't have figured out. Trust me, you got shit figured out to a point where it's impressive. Just having answers to questions and generally thinking of an answer, giving such an in-depth one, it's generally uplifting. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Do you have a go-to notebook / writing utensil? Yeah, Field Notes. Field Notes is my go-to. I think there are probably cheaper options, but I appreciate the branding of Field Notes. I'm usually not sucker for a brand, but I just like the Field Notes being like printed and cut and everything in Chicago, and just every single little, you're not going to be able to read it on here with this lighting, but every single specification proudly printed by the good people of Active Graphics, Cicero, Illinois. Cover 80-pound packing brown wrap, a thick brute force one color application of moss, soy based superior ink. Every single paper and ink, everything is labeled. So I love that. Like graph grid, 3/16 of an inch by 3/16 of an inch, 4.7 millimeters by 4. Like everything is labeled, and I think that rules. So field notes are my go-to, even though they're like, what are they, $5 or $10 each. But I'm not a big enough note taker that I burn through them that fast. I maybe at my peak I go through one a month or something. They're just kind of to-do lists, sketches, stuff like that. I guess in eras where I've been daily journaling, they get burnt through a lot faster, but field notes is the go-to. I have a whole stack right here on my desk, actually. Here's the last couple. They stay in my pocket all day, every day. They live in the pocket. And then I like to reinforce the covers with gaff tape and paint things on them. So like, this is my last one. You can tell I lived with this for a bit. So this is gaff tape and then like painted and looks all grungy. And you can tell I lived with it because it's curved to my pocket. This one has not been customized as much yet. I just started a new one. There were some pretty good sketches on some of these. I don't know where they went. I'm missing some. Oh, here's more. I tried these out for a bit. Field Notes makes a craft paper, thicker flip top one. But I found this was just too thick. I noticed it in my pocket too much. These, I don't even know they're there. So I didn't end up using these, but they are nice. The flip top design. Oh, I'm dropping things. Here's my last two. So this was one, gaff tape and sketches and stuff. I like to make them look a little funny. So that's my go-to notebook. For pen, what I've been carrying recently is the Pilot G2. They make a short one. I just find it has the best middle ground of writing quality to drying time. Those are the big two things for me, is like consistent writing quality, but a lot of the ones that have extremely consistent writing quality end up taking a long time to dry. I think if it's a gel-based ink, and I kind of hold my pencil goofy and run my hand over it, and so I end up smearing everything if I use a gel base that takes a while to dry. So I found the Pilot G2 is a really good middle ground for me. And I use the shorty ones. So they make them in this length. That's what I use. This one is slightly longer. I modified this one. So this is the shorty next to my modified one. So I sliced it and then used a soldering iron to melt the barrel back together. So that's the journal, Field Notes, and Pilot G2 shorties. Get yourself a left-handed pen? Is that a thing? Are you screwing with me? Pencils are underrated. I was a big pencil guy. Was a big mechanical pencil guy. Where is it actually? I like my mechanical pencil more than the pens. I just end up not using it as much because, one, I'm more afraid to lose it. I've got a Rotring, beautiful German engineering, so it's got this, you can hear that. So the tip doesn't stab you in your pocket. Come on, focus. I don't know if my minimum, there it is. Boom. Boom. So it doesn't stab you. I just stopped using them because when I'm doing more sketches, I like having an eraser. But if it's just notes, measurements, shopping lists, a pen is more reliable. Don't have to deal with reloading lead and running out of eraser and stuff. But Rotring is my pick for pencils. Maybe I'll become a pencil guy again. I don't know. I'm peeved because I had 2 of these. I had a 0.5 millimeter and a 0.7, and I lost the 0.7. And 0.5 ends up snapping on me too much because I write with force. I like dark lines. Use a fine tip Sharpie or sepia colored Copic multiliner. Nice. Fine tip Sharpies are solid. Copics are good. I ended up with a Copic from a art supply store. I don't know where they are, but they are smooth. That's what's holding me back from investing in a Rotring. Always end up losing my pencils. Yep. It's rough. Especially daily carrying in my pocket. I just prefer it being a $3 Pilot pen so I don't lose it. Pencil gang. You see the new Field Notes theme drop? I did not. I don't keep up to date on it that much. But I check in whenever I'm out. And I will be out soon, so maybe I should check it out. You should try getting some higher B LEDs like 6B or 8B. Oh boy, I'm already ahead of you. But the problem is those snap so quickly. What do I have in here? Oh, that's a 2B. That's not that crazy. Yeah. The Boulder LEDs are what I end up using. But they wear so quickly. So it's like, there's so many back and forths. It's like you can get darker lines with the Boulder LEDs, but then they break easier if you do accidentally put too much pressure on them, and they just wear out so much faster, so you have to end up replacing. And then when it's my go-to pocket pencil, it's like if I'm out and about and I all of a sudden don't have lead, that sucks. And I just fly through it so quickly. Holy cow, $25 for a pencil? In the hobbyist pencil world, they get crazy. I think I paid 30 something for mine, but they used to be like $70, some of the models, I think. But I did not pay that. Don't have to press down as hard. Yeah. It's just hard remembering that when switching between pencil and pen, you know? Greetings from Fort Wayne. What's up? Greetings from Indy. Good to see you here, Noah. Spine on mine got all torn up, so I slapped some duct tape on it, and boom, just like new. Yep. Yeah, I like to reinforce mine with the tape as well. I find it helps keep them open flat sometimes when it wears in. Having a bit of extra thickness on the cover helps with that. Ever think you'll get into fountain pens? That'd be sweet. I could see myself getting into them. I think I should. How long have I been going? 53 minutes. I'm worried this mic is going to start freaking out again. Am I a lot quieter? No, I think I'm fine. I was worried my gain settings got changed or something. I'm going to pull up the Discord and start looking through some of this stuff. We can keep the questions and stuff going. I just want to scroll through real quick. Not like last week, but I'm not going to click any links this time. Just looking at pictures. Boom. Oh, I got to zoom in again. Let's see. Is this unlocked? Can I do this? Yes. That'll do. That should do. So this is roughly where we left off. I'm not going to click through to any videos because I think that would just take way too much time. And it's a lot of the same people from before continuing the streak, so we've kind of already run an intro on what a lot of people are doing. Good subscriber momentum this month compared to others. Has it been a noticeable jump? Yeah, I think it's been better. It's hard to tell because I was off for like 3 months this spring, when I was moving and then moving again. So, but yeah, I think we're up like 4,000 this month or something. If you don't like swiping paper after weighing something and smearing everything, then a fountain pen is going to be really annoying. That's true. Yeah, I don't think I would use it for practical purposes, just like art or something. Andre hopped in with some models. Very cool. Card game point counter. Very sick. I always love seeing tabletop game stuff in here because I know I haven't like done tabletop gaming things on my channel, but I always just like seeing other nerds. I think it's cool. Sweet Talk back again. I've been watching all his stuff. Very poignant. Trail register to store outside tools. Nice. End table for the bed. Reuse some old legs, it looks like. Very cool. Oh, I gotta center this a little better. Boom. Keith in here with some October updates. I think this is roughly where we left off. He's got this crazy coded setup for this. I don't know if I'm supposed to spoil it or not, but that's some craziness he's been working on. Oh yeah, not public yet. Architectural design again from Kevin S. By the way, shout out to Kevin S. for reminding me to oil my mic stand. Check this out. It's not squeaky anymore. I can move it around all I like. I was kind of shocked at how well that worked, actually. I used a silicone lubricant that I have for my car. I don't know if this is the right stuff to use, but industrial strength silicone lubricant. That's the same bottle I tried to use for an injection molding release in the Adepticon video. Picked up this wonderful, is this a sewing machine? Sweet. That is a beautiful machine. Nice. It's missing spool holder, but was too excited about the machine to wait for our move to finish to work on it. Designed a new holder and 3D printed it. Dope. I need to do this for my old sewing machine. It does not have an adequate spool holder. And I got to do the same for the embroidery machine too. That's a deep fried photo. Oh, why am I'm in like some streaming mode or something. It's not showing me the usernames. It's not giving me the pop-up it usually does. Whatever. I guess I just don't know who's who. Weird. Some illustration. Very cool. Kind of cryptic stuff. I think we saw some from this person in week 1 as well. Wow, no squeaking? Yeah. Crazy. Don't even know what to do with myself now. What's up, Evan? Loving the content so far. Quick question. Whiskey, vodka, or beer? There's your answer. It's 8 p.m. It's Miller High Life time. Actually, that's the last beer. 6 and 7 have led to this. Need to put the poly on, but overall happy with the result. That looks nicer than anything I've made. I love it. Very nice. No exposed screws? How do you even do that? Is that possible? Looks very cool. Not clicking on any videos this time. SpoonTober continues. More spoons. There's plenty more spoons after this as well. The watermelon keychain from week 1. Oh, this is cool. We saw this set up earlier, but he's got some plant lights. It's kind of bugging me that I can't see people's usernames. That's Scott, but I'm restarting Discord. Oh, now I'm going to have to scroll all the way back up. Where am I at? 10:08. End Discord. Bring it back. Is this going to work? It's because you have OBS open, so I put Discord in streamer mode. Yeah. But usually when I put it in streamer mode... Okay, we're back. Boom. Usually when I put it in streamer mode, it gives me this. Streamer mode is enabled. And I can disable, and now I see him. But it wasn't giving me that a minute ago. Don't know why. Oh, we're all the way back at current day. Let's go back to October 8th. I've also got more than a week to cover this time, so zoom through it real quick. But I do want to see everything everybody's been doing, because I got some good ideas from last week's, seeing people's creations. Oh, you can disable it so it never comes on? I don't know why I never thought of that, but that makes sense. I will do that after this stream. Okay, here's where we were. Watermelon keychain, plant lights. Twombly doing more synth library stuff. He's been putting out good stuff. Rango back with more graffiti. Rango's been very consistent with this whole thing. Starting on day -5 or -4 or something. What's this? Bushes machined. Taller mount printed. Hydraulic ram resealed. Impressive. Very impressive. Used heat shrink to repair my earphones and crack in my watch strap. Nice. Heat shrink is good for a lot more than just electronic. I mean, I used it on this pencil that I was just talking about earlier to hold it back together. Or just realistically make it look a little nicer. One of those retractable ID tags. Nice. Abby's been putting out good stuff. Built a shelf today for the plants of my girlfriend. Nice. That pallet wood, I love it. Coffee with Chase being consistent. I don't think Chase has missed a day yet either. Sometimes I see him upload at 11:50 something. But he has not missed a day. A honey thingy and file handle. Nice. It's a little wood turning. Made this miniature. I love it. Nice weathering details. Weathering is such a fun process for miniatures. Jig machine from scrap. I'm jealous of all the people in here with lathes. Video on rebuilding a CNC. Cool. I would love to get into... I have been looking up like how hard it is to build a CNC that can do aluminum. It's kind of scary. Because it's mostly like people modifying wood CNCs or like CNCs built for softer materials and modding them for aluminum. Like doing that on a budget, I think would be sweet. One of the previous tenants of my building left a nice bike in the backyard to winter and rust. Been bringing it back to life. Oh yeah, I remember this. We were talking about angle grinders and how spooky they are. Cutting the bike lock with an angle grinder. An upgrade to the bedside desk with a DVD holder and book holder. Or probably video games, not DVD. I like it. There's some VHSs in there too, or are those books? Drawing up a rocket hammer. I like it. Haven't I had fun? Currently 2:15 a.m. Time to go to bed. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Till next time. Bye. Thank you for stopping by. You mentioned getting a 3D printer earlier. There's a few 3D print-based CNC routers. The Lowrider CNC comes to mind. You can probably manage aluminum if you go slow. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Lowrider CNC. Oh, my internet's starting to slow down. That means people are home from work and watching Netflix. Hopefully the stream doesn't die. Turn my awkward carry tote into a cart with foldable handles. Fancy. Did you put some, I assume you put bolts and washers under there. For a second I was like, are those just like screws? No, that's sick. That is sick. More drawings, windmills. Love the tribal font. Leather pouch. Love it. Love it. Some little rivet. Oh, it's a camera holder. Sweet. Fixed to Xbox Series X controller. I remember looking at this. After some trial and error, I could fix it as seen in the video. More leatherworking stuff. I want to get back to leatherworking on the channel, man. It's such a nice process. Such a good material. But I just don't have that much stuff to make that nice. But one day, I'll do a really nice camera handle for something and put some leather on it, like I did for the Osmond grips. The excavator grips for Will Osmond. Jewel being consistent with the mini notebook. Love it. Oh man, what Discord are all these on? I must have posted my thing in a different spot. I can check yours out too. I think people have been posting in all of the channels, but I'm just scrolling through the daily October one to save time. Because we got like a week and a half of stuff to go through. But I can check it out. If you haven't, check the Discord show all channels. Because sometimes when I add new channels, it doesn't show up for people that have been around for a while. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, all the channels, people have been posting stuff. Built a backboard for the Nerf basketball hoop. Nice. Continuing with the cabinet doors. Love it. Some more sketching. Very good work. I just love seeing all this. It gives me energy on days that I'm like, do I work on something? Or, I mean, I'm working every day, but sometimes I don't feel as much of a rush to get a video out that day exactly, or I'll just do a second channel instead. But like all this just gives me so much energy. And I'm sure it's the same for all y'all too. Just seeing everybody else's stuff is pretty nice. What else do we have? More sketching. Don't ever buy no weed from the gas station. I like it. I was wearing 2 jackets today because it was chilly. But it's not as bad in here. Decorative typewriter. Wait, did you get it working? Decorative typewriter that was in my house growing up. Got it working. Nice. And wrote some song lyrics. I love it. Spent all day cutting laminate for drawer fronts. Good stuff. Matthew Kennedy trip. More road trip footage. I like it. Cool color grade. Made a short watercolor sketch. Very cool. More sweet talk. Always good thoughts. And the leather pouch is done. Very nice work. Oh, chalk for rock climbing. I was wondering what it was for. Nice. Hunky Yeti's been consistent as well. I've been watching some of his videos. Almost done with this prop. Sick looking staff. I assume for cosplay or something. I like it. Rango continuing. Just took this painting and built a frame for it, or put it in a frame. Nice. Magnetic hook for the fridge. Pair of little screws. I'm going to start going through faster. Sketches. What's this? Theater shop. This is cool. One of my friends works in a theater too, at a university. Always weird stuff he's working on. I always love to see it. Repairs and touch-ups for a Halo suit. Very nice. Foam construction. I've done a little bit of this before, making armor for a sci-fi short film. It's a cool process, although the fumes can get to you if you're not careful. Big construction for a kind of entertainment console. Oh yeah, continuing this build. It just gets better and better every day. I love it. There's the armor put together. Sick. Gotta run. Thanks for being an inspiration. Thank you for hanging out. Back to Spoon. More SpoonTober. Building. Love the color. It's been cool seeing the people that are like working on a consistent project through the whole thing and just seeing it get built and the progress and steps that are getting made each day. It's very cool. Applying the polyurethane. That's a continuation. Scott's tiny house, looking cool as always. Cane prop is done. Lovely. PS4 controller, changing the sticks. It's also just cool to see how much variation there is in all this. Like, just how different everything that everybody's working on. And we're all just vibing and giving motivation for each other. Lego. I love it. Ooh, janky-ass contraption and a video for my roller skate shop social media. Love the jig. Good use of Pringle cans as light stands. That's real pro stuff. I love it. I do that kind of stuff all the time. New light strip, chair repair, clamping it together. Them's the Harbor Freight clamps, right? Same ones I got. Gotta head out, Ivan. All the best from me, Joel, in Australia. Thanks for hanging out. Photos, workbench. That is a nice bench. Tool mounts for everything. Parts trays. Shoe repair. Nice. Am I a nerd that I know what shoe that is based on the sole? It's a Nike React. More Lego. Nice. Jewel with the mini watercolors, I believe it's watercolor. Bought those clamps at Harbor Freight minutes before the photo was taken. I noticed the tags were still on them, so that makes sense. Badly patched some pants. Looks like it gets the job done. More Lego. Printed a Oogie Boogie, man. Is that multicolored print? Or did you paint it after? Multicolor print is still a thing that baffles me. I haven't been in the 3D printing world since they started making printers like that, so it's like that's something I've never messed around with. Repasted the GPU and CPU. This is the result. Uh-oh. Blue screen. You got it fixed. Oh. Convention staff broke the staff. Oh no. Tripod stand broke. I remember seeing this. Yeah, those plastic ones will just break on you, man. It's rough. Don't know what the solution is. I would just stick wood on it. The plastic ones just are not built to last. Made a holder for a mask. Cool. More ceramics. I love seeing the ceramics. That could be like a retirement thing for me. I would be happy just making pots forever. Such a lovely process. Some house crawl space stuff. Water shut off. Glad it's done. Nice. Markers. Oh, it's not watercolor, it's markers. Interesting. It kind of gives a watercolor vibe. I like that. Probably my least useful project yet, but for day 12, I got GBA games running on my watch. That is awesome. Probably runs on Android, right? So a little hack to get an Android emulator working. Brush tips may cause that. Interesting. I'm also not the most knowledgeable person on it, so I don't know. I just assumed it was watercolor. But in any case, I love the look. Made a cheap lockpick case. Very nice. Got to get back into some sewing stuff. Scrolling through all this just makes me want to do everything, man. There's Jewel. I didn't even have to look at the username. Just know what the engravings. Extremely clean work. That is nice. Very nice. Was that Dremeled mostly? These things. Very nice. Does food count? I made pretzels. Everything counts. Ooh. Some kit bashed Hot Wheels. Nice. Miniatures. I love it. Dremel and knife. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on something similar myself soon. I got some film back today from this film camera. I guess I should go full screen so you can actually see it. But I have a very rudimentary wooden handle on it right now, which is literally just a block that I found laying around because I was like putting it together as I had like 30 minutes. So I just did not have time to cut it. So I've got a wooden block on this thing, but I need to carve it down. So I've been thinking about getting some like better wood cutting Dremel bits because right now I just have the drum sandpapers. Oh, you found it? No name? Nice. New versus old mallet. That's how you know it's a good tool, is when it's beat to hell. Can't wait to see more about that thing. Looks very Wes Anderson prop-like. Yeah. Yeah, it's a very weird camera. There will be a full video on it for sure. Day 12 and 13, trying to get organized. Sweet. Tool hangers. Love it. Metal rose continuing with the drawing. 3D printed bike. Very nice. Got the metal up on my deck walls. Scott's making progress, man. Every day it's something. This is so sick. Can we do the month-long challenge in December next year? Because I have uni exams. It's always something. You can do it whenever you like, though. At the end of the day, it's really just a challenge to yourself. I did October, well, kind of randomly 2 years ago, but it works out well this year, trying to invite more people along because it kind of lines up with Inktober, and there's a lot of other month challenges that happen in October, so it does line up pretty well. But I apologize that it's during uni exams. Some nice photo work. Oh, I love the colors. SpoonTober is all we care about. True. It's all about SpoonTober. Modeled the knife handle, I assume. Oh, spatula. It kind of looks like a Microtech knife. Made a draw knife. I remember seeing this. Very cool. Getting it done. Jewel with more, not watercolor, marker. Oh yeah, I see it now. Now that I know. Yeah. Do you ever intentionally wear out your marker nibs so you can get a little more feather on it? I've done that unintentionally before for things, but get it frayed out a little bit. Man, I've been working on installing the tankless hot water heater. Didn't have the right fittings. Rip. 3D printed some replacements for my... How did I miss this? Oh, dude, this is dope. I love it. I can't believe I missed this. I've played Beyblade in tournaments a couple of times, believe it or not. There's a pretty cool Beyblade competitive scene, actually, which this would definitely not be legal in, but it's cool. Oh, and the track too. The track and the tip. Love it. Back to sketching. Very nice. Made a spotlight out of a peanut can. I remember somebody doing this earlier. Works pretty good. I got to do that with some wood stain cans. I just let them wear out. We're too expensive to mess with. Maybe I'll try that with some cheaper ones. True. I've seen people like intentionally from brand new, like run a razor blade on the tip and fray it out so that it gets wider and more feathered. I'm inspired to do a Monsma month, but I'll do it in the summer when my schedule makes it a bit easier. Makes sense. Really, whenever it's just, and a month is arbitrary too. It's just some intentional flow state development or momentum development by giving yourself a little bit of healthy pressure. This thing looks nice. Very pretty stain. Building a shelf out of a palette from Clear Focus Films. Oh, I think I watched this actually. That's a pretty stain too. I gotta see it fully built. There it is with some stuff on it. Very cool. Sweet Talk back again. He has not missed a day either, I don't believe. Radiant floor heating. Man, every day it's something new. I'm very impressed with just how much Scott is getting done. This is crazy. Day 14, another CAD practice. Very cool. Hunky Yeti back with burning CDs. I need to get into that. I want to put a CD deck in my car and just get rid of my phone as the music player and just run off CDs. There's the can light in action. Alignment jigs. Very fancy. Not familiar with what these are for, but they look cool. Some fall colors. Gray backdrop is nice. Oh, I didn't see this. He's commenting about my second channel video and how the aspect ratio kind of works, even though the video actually cuts off here. Because he had a wider phone, you don't notice the difference between the black and the screen, and that's cool. I did a experimental one on my little C-mount lens that has a full circle of coverage. Ooh, car wiring. Scary. Soldered and heat shrank them all back together. Nice. Hey, if it works, it works. That car wiring stuff is finicky. Making a picture frame. Again, the Harbor Freight clamps. Spotted. Tried to draw a car. We'll probably retry it tomorrow. No, that's a good start, though. Good stuff. CNC for drawing. Now that's crazy. That is sick. Flowers. Tried to revive a battery, my wireless earbuds today, to no avail. Rip. Good attempt, though. I wouldn't even try working on something that small. That's spooky. Although, actually, I have thought about, I wonder how hard it would be. A project idea is redoing an AirPods case. Like, not opening the headphones themselves, but redoing the case. Because I don't like the design of the Apple one. So I wonder how hard it would be to take it apart and get all the components working. Because my problem with it is there's so many magnets involved, and with how much metal shavings I end up kicking up with various projects, all the metal shavings just get sucked into my headphone case. And it's pretty hard to clean with their design. Needed a pencil box. Bare wood slide drawers. Nice. With a little, is that felt on the bottom? Very premium. Got you a book in the mail yesterday. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I totally forgot. I had a P.O. box stuff today. There was 3 letters in my P.O. box. I don't know if the people that send letters want me to open them on stream or not. Oh, I'm streaming again another time this week for sure, so I will open them then. I'll save them. Because they're downstairs right now. But I appreciate it, Tenement Gentlemen. Thank you. I will be on the lookout for that. Glue a wood veneer to the earbuds and carve the case out of a 2x4. Literally, that would be kind of sweet. How tall are you? In the door shelf video, it looked like you almost hit your head on the door frame. That is true. I'm standard door frame height. Like, I'm 6'8", which is inconvenient tall. That's not even like cool tall at that point. And that is standard door frame height for most stuff here in the U.S. So yeah, I do have to duck through doors. Somebody commented on my studio move-in video the other day. They were like, either this place is built for hobbits or he's ridiculously tall. And I'm like, yeah. I feel like it makes the studio look more cramped than it actually is. It's like a big room. Any height is cool if you have cool glasses. True. October 15, wasn't able to get anything finished today, but starting to edit for a larger video project. Nice. More animations. Very cool. I love it. SpoonTober continues. That's a funky design on the tail. The people reacting with spoon. S-P-O-N. Hunky Eddie continuing the streak. Some complex wiring stuff. Or probably might be simple wiring stuff, but it's all complex to me. Coding's not my strong suit. It'll be a while before there's any real displayable progress on this. I feel you there. It's all a mystery to me. Small whistle 3D print. Nice. Been doodling. I like it. Wrangle with the tool wall. I saw this one. He's got the 12-volt Milwaukees as well. Jewel back with another sketch. Oh, I never noticed you have a little like leather button clasp on it. That's sick. Sailboat. Low energy day. Decided to join the SpoonTober gang. I love that SpoonTober's catching on. That's funny. Oh, I saw this today. Cardboard card box to look like the TARDIS for my MTG Doctor Who Wibbly Wobbly deck. I love custom deck boxes. There's a very close alternate universe where I almost started a custom Magic the Gathering deck box company thing. That was going to be my hustle instead of YouTube, but then I decided to do YouTube instead. But I'll tell that whole story in my Magic the Gathering business in a video at some point, because that's a whole arc. I'm currently painting it. Nice. The deck box. Sweet. You going all one color, or are you going to do some nice little weathering on it? Has to close some way. There's too many pages for it to stay shut on its own. Makes sense. Yeah, I like it. No, this is so sick. Ooh, the entertainment console continues. Some drawers. Nice. Nice, nice. Sony a6700 with a review post. Nice. Coffee with Chase continuing. Methodical Maker has been making black accordion, white plastic. I'm about to post keeps debris out of the important machine bits, as well as adding limit switches to my mini mill at home. Whoa. That's some engineering right there. Tiny little vise. So it's got 2 motors for different axes. I assume one up there too. Huh. So it's a whole mill. That is impressive. One day I'll try something like that. I'm ashamedly posting this here because I want to make the stream and I didn't pay enough attention to put the October challenge stuff here. Hey, no worries. I'm just going through this channel because, there's so many channels. Going through all of them would take, I'd be streaming for 8 hours. Dry brush would look great on that. So many edges and stuff to highlight. True. Currently painting it. Not sure what to add, but I was struggling with the color. Yeah, I think a little dry brush weathering, or the thing where you like water down paint it on, and then wipe it off to just keep it in the low spots. That can work. The cat of it all came from the internet. I didn't model the whole thing. It's mostly accurate. Still, that is impressive. It's making me want to work on my injection molder machine, because I want to do a thing where I like rig motors up to it too, and there's going to be a vise, a small vise in the bottom to hold the molds in. So I imagine some of the same kind of things. What did Derek post? Still got to paint it. Stove attachment for my camping box. Ooh. Very shiny. Is that like a threaded rod for stabilizing? That's pretty fancy. Huh. Simple but effective. The camping box is so cool. Everything matte black. That is awesome. The stubby can opener. Or is it just like perspective with the other things, or is that actually like a compact can opener? Because that kind of rules. And the whole thing in like a Pelican case. That's such a good idea. Huh. The pegboard in the back. Door stream was only 6.5. We can easily hit 8. Yeah, although I started at 7 something today, so that 8 hours would be to quite deep in the morning. Threaded rod for the win. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good solution for a lightweight little table edition. I like it. That's such a cool idea. I want to do something like this in my car. I've done like cookouts from my car before, just plugging in a little electric hot plate to the inverter I wired up. But having like a portable cookware box would be a game changer. Is that a chef's knife in a sheath? That rules. Modified magnetic squid to hold things to the fridge. Dude. Nice. With all the articulations. That's a really fun idea. Does it have magnets all the way down, or is it in the base? Is there one in each? I assume you put one in the end and then one in the base. That's such a good idea. I like it. Never made a video in my life, but been trying to learn. I'm not clicking on videos today just for time's sake, but I'll check it out. New here, but wanted to show off my little tea stirring spoon made from an old skateboard. Just finished it 30 minutes ago. Dang. I love the layers. There's some old skateboard decks sitting in my backyard right now. I don't know if they're worn out. I think they're Dunzo. So my roommate Michael is a skater, so I've got to ask him if I can build some stuff out of them. And making tiny stuff out of it is a good idea, because I was kind of thinking about like, what can I use this for, given that it's like bent, like it's not a straight shape. So tiny things does make sense. That's making me think about a skateboard camera grip. That could be cool. Oh, that rules. Oh, and that's the end. The colors are so sick. Nice. Well, we made it through, although skipping a lot of videos. Cutest SpoonTober creation. True. Didn't even think about that. This counts as SpoonTober. Do Kydex stuff mostly. Interesting. Almost 3 a.m. in Germany. I'm gonna head out. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. They're all in the tips and 4 in the body. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, that's sweet. I need to get some fridge magnets for my fridge. Our kitchen looks awfully barren and boring. One day I'm going to do a kitchen upgrades video, because I want to build a spice rack for all my various spices, and there's a couple little things. Making a butcher block or making a big cutting board I think would be really nice. Modifying a dish drying rack. Just all kinds of like practical maker stuff for the kitchen. Some custom fridge magnets would be kind of sweet too. The box holds folding stools sized right to sit at the box and cook. That's also a great idea. That's so cool. All right, well, we've been going for an hour 40, 100 minutes. I think that's it for today. I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule currently so that I can be like productive, because I had a really good streak there where I posted like the whole first week. I basically did everything on the main channel, but then like there's a 3-day gap between the last 2 main channel videos. That was all second channel daily updates. And I didn't love that. I wanted to, I liked making them, but I wanted to be as many of the daily things on the main channel as possible. So I think by fixing my sleep schedule a little bit, I'll be able to get back on track with that. And also just be more capable and alert during the days as well. So I think that's it, because it's 9 p.m. here. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Ooh, Miller Design. How's the card game going? Going well. I'm actually next weekend, or this weekend, going back to my hometown. I'm going to take the card game with the new prints and do some testing before some big revisions, possibly. It's all just in that beta testing stage where just getting it functional, getting it fun, which game design in general is such an interesting thing of like what makes something fun. Because there's one level of getting it functional and looking good, and then there's a whole nother level of getting it like fun. And we're bouncing around there. All right, I know I said goodbye. I'm gonna sign off for real now. Yeah, peace. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I will see you tomorrow. Somewhere. Somehow. Peace, folks.